Driving a fire engine lights and sirens is probably about the most dangerous thing you can do on the road. When you're talking about seconds counting between life and death and you don't want to wait, it's like having an emergency doctor show up to your doorstep.
You think about it, you call 911. If it's not a police matter, it's a firefighter matter.
Another seizure, partner.
We typically are called to somebody's worst day.
Dave's the medic. We've worked together real well. I know exactly what he needs when he needs it.
You guys ready? 1, 2, and 3.
The majority of the calls are EMS, so we have to be strong with those calls.
If you were to ask the average person, how many times have you called 911 in your life? You might hear once, twice, your whole life. In this district, a frequent flyer is someone who I've probably seen at least a handful of times.
It's not always the same thing, but we know the person and we know the call.
In a week, they could be 3 or 4 times in a week. You see seizures frequently, you see a lot of alcohol-related trauma calls. There's lots of fighting. People fight all the time. By law, if the fire engine responds and gets there first, the fire engine stays with that patient until somebody can relieve me of equal or greater authority. So I have to wait till the ambulance gets there. It can affect people's lives. When you have to drive your fire engine past a vehicle accident, you know somebody's hurt, or you can see a fire on your way to a frequent flyer, so it's probably going to be another minor emergency and there's somebody dying, your heart's getting ripped out because you can't do anything about it. The system is set up that way. If you think about the average run in our district, the average run is taking us about a half hour. It takes a fire engine out of the taxpayer's district for that long, every time we have one of those calls.
We get put on that call, that's our job. Engine 7 is there and doing that job at that time. If it wasn't us, it'd be somebody else. If you remembered and took in everything or got mad about one thing or the other thing, I mean, you're here for 30 years. It's gonna drain on you, it doesn't work.
I call Station 7 somewhat of a Groundhog Day because we see over and over and over. We'll help them, and I'll see them later tonight.